Mobilize your community. This is a time to reach out. This is a time to say, it's our country.
Okay. It's interesting because here's what he said about 828.
I asked you to bring your son or daughter. Stand here. I know that if you do your job, if you pledge to yourself that you will restore honor in your own life, we will leave freedom better than how we found it.
That's good stuff. Okay. They're about diversity as well. Ben Jealous of the NAACP said, quote, "We are coming together, people of all faiths, nationalities, and races." That's good. That's good. I mean, it's not like everybody on 828 looked exactly alike. Well, they did kind of. Yeah. No, then again, they don't seem to all. Then we have Phaedra Ellis Lampkins, the Green for All CEO. Green for All, remember that? That's Van Jones. She said this: "Now is the time that the progressive power in the country needs to prove that we are the movement of faith." How many times have you thought to yourself, yes, the uber left, they are the engine of God in America, they are. But they also list unity and hope among their goals for the rally. That's good. Maybe this is a change. Maybe this is something that actually, they're getting it. Faith, hope, and charity, right? I mean, we've had this poster all year long. Maybe they're starting to get it and join us, right, and transcend politics. A more pessimistic person, maybe a cynical person, might say that this is like when Hollywood discovers that a certain type of movie has become a big hit, you know, like Superman, then all of a sudden everybody's wearing tights in every movie that you see. Every movie that comes out is a comic book movie, you know, or a pirate movie does well, and then everything's a pirate movie or a vampire movie. Maybe. But here's just a word of warning to this grassroots organization here. Sometimes those sequels get a little old. So, if I may, you know what you should do is invite this guy. This is Ted McGinley. You remember him? He's the guy that Hollywood always brings in. Every time. If there's a dying sitcom, Happy Days, it worked. Love Boat, it worked. Dynasty. I mean, everything. Married with Children. I mean, this guy, sure. It's a tired, worn-out idea, but you make him the crazy neighbor. Or you could bring in a 5-year-old mischievous nephew or something when all the regulars on the show have gotten old and lost their cuteness. What I'm just trying to help here. Really, I'm bring him on stage. You'll be like, "Hey, crazy neighbors, what's happening at this rally?" It's good. So many people who are involved in this project have shown us so many great examples of what this rally is about. At least they say I've changed. I'd love to see them change, I guess, as well. Faith, hope, unity, diversity, and personal responsibility. If it could only be true, maybe we're on the verge of solving our problems. More next. I'm just going down the list here on... The left has decided they need a rally of their own. Started by the Tides Foundation, 10-2-10, March on Washington. It's great. Here's a cynical person would say, they're doing this because they saw you show up on 828 and they saw what you were all about and it freaked them out of their minds. Now all they can do is shout claims of racism. We told you they would do that right before the election, but then you showed up and you weren't racist. That's all they've got. Now, they're saying that their rally is about these things. They're saying it's about family, diversity, faith, unity, and hope. Well, okay, here are the organizers. Here are all the, people involved in the unions. Let's take a look at some of the organizers of this rally now in action.
We took names. We watched how they voted. We know where they live.
My message to the Tea Party is this: you must expel the bigots and racists in your ranks or take full responsibility for all of their actions.
We don't have a short-term deficit problem. You know that, he knows that, I know that, and he knows that. And every economist in the country knows that.
Are you then calling for the redistribution of wealth in society?
Absolutely, without any hesitation. That's what the gospel is all about.
Being a rebel is important because a rebel opposes injustice. But I think it's more important to be a revolutionary because a revolutionary proposes a more just order.
Okay. Now, that's that rally. From our event last Saturday, here's Dave Reaver.
God bless this nation. We thank you for our president. We thank you for our Congress. We thank you for our land. But God, we thank you that you rule in the hearts of these people.
Okay. You have to ask yourself, do people really believe the things they say? See, what they don't understand, that I do, and I trusted that I would be able to show the rest of the world who you were, is that you already live these attributes in your life. You understand family and individual responsibility and diversity and faith and unity and hope. You get it. Or at least you're striving to. But it's because you honestly believe in them. Do you remember the comparison I showed you a few weeks back of Nancy Pelosi trying to recreate the image of the iconic civil rights photo? Well, it didn't work. Okay, here they are. And this is the image. Okay, but these people believed in it. Nancy Pelosi, and these people were afraid. They were afraid. The people that were on the stage on 8/28, quite honestly, many of them were afraid. It took courage for them to stand. And that's why you've already won. Personal responsibility, you know that. You're not into blaming those who came before you for everything that's wrong in life. I mean, it really is getting to a point to where it's sad to watch them to continue to flail around blindly screaming about racist or injustice or whatever. I mean, you know what's happening? Some of these are bullies. That's how bullies act. They try to intimidate. You know what I think of some of the unions? I actually think of Back to the Future. I think the unions are like Biff. Do you remember this scene?
Hey, McFly! What do you think you're doing?
Well, actually, I figured since it wasn't due till Monday.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think, McFly, think.
Okay, that's it. But in the end, once you really realize who they are and you're not afraid anymore, it always turns out exactly the same way for the bully every time.
Now, Biff, I want to make sure that we get 2 coats of wax this time, not just 1.
Just finishing up the second coat now.
Now, Biff, don't con me.
I'm sorry, Mr. McFly. I meant I was just starting on the second coat.
I mean, seriously, don't you think? We're close to making that a reality for the bullies that you're facing. Because of you and the fact that you actually do believe in those things. You believe in redemption. You believe in family and faith and unity and diversity and all of those things. You believe in restoration for our country because all of these, even not just these people, a lot of the Republicans and everything in Washington, our systems are broken. You believe in giving just a handshake and a fair shot to everybody. And that was the real magic of last Saturday. Not how many people showed up. And all of the labor unions and solar panel people and the progressive friends of the president, they can never, ever capture or recreate that magic when it's not real. Tonight on glennbeck.com on Insider Extreme, you can sign up for that service. We're going to broadcast at 7 p.m. Eastern Time something called Divine Destiny. It happened at the Kennedy Center last Friday. It's going to happen again tonight at glennbeck.com. Catch an encore presentation, 7 o'clock. It is, it's really, I think it was better than 8/28. I think it was better than what happened on the mall in front of the Lincoln Memorial. It is really, truly an amazing, amazing 90 minutes or 2 hours. Don't miss it. It's tonight at 7 o'clock, glennbeck.com, Insider Extreme. All next week on the Glenn Beck program, 5 special back-to-school lectures that would never have been given in a classroom. We haven't done anything like this before. We're calling it Crash Course, where you can get caught up on everything that we have done so far this year, so you don't feel left behind. This show's kind of like 24, where if you miss an episode, you miss a lot. That's next week, 5 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss tomorrow's show. Set your DVRs. From New York, good night, America.